What's good, guys? I'm back. Win, lose, or draw, Manchester United. I'm here. I have transferred from Instagram over to the YouTube. So welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you get to do the, where am I at? There we go. The like and subscribe bit. Make sure you go and do that, guys. 100 subscribers will get you a Manchester United giveaway. So make sure you boost those numbers up for me. We're going to get into it. It's not the greatest result I wanted to come and do a stream on, which is a shame. But I have got a few guests that will give their side on it, man. So Manchester United won, West Brom won. Not the greatest game, but we will get into it, guys. Thank you for joining. Make sure you like, subscribe, and obviously get into the comments. I see you guys. Ankit, thank you for coming through, bro. I know you've been a real one, Sankey, maybe my main guy on Twitter. So thank you very much for that. Keep your comments coming through, and I will get you guys meeting the team. So first and foremost, we have got Ben, Skylo Ben. How you getting on, Ben?
Good. It's gonna be.
As you can see,
given the result.
Given the result, yeah, man. Thanks for joining us, bro. I met Ben at a Manchester United game, really on a tram. We started having these talks and healthy debates. We became quite close from there. So he was the guy that I was talking to on the tram, which involved pretty much every United fan at the time that was traveling on that tram. So that was quite enjoyable. For me, drew that one as well, bro. That was 1-1 against Arsenal, right?
Yeah, 1-1 against Arsenal.
Yeah, Scott McTominay, top bin. Right, and last but not least,
I was right behind that as well. Right behind that.
Oh, and we did. Deja vu. Last but not least, guys, thank you for joining in. We have got the one and only Josh Faithy from Manchester, born and bred, one of United's biggest fans, and also co-partner of Men United for Change, which is my men's mental health charity. So here he is. I think he's sorting his stuff out. Hopefully, he had a few sound issues before. We'll see how he's getting on now. How are you getting on, Josh?
Yo, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, much better, man. Do you want to just lift your camera up slightly a bit so we can see your full face? Look like Harry Maguire at the moment, bro. No good. There we go. Perfect. I love that, man. Thank you very much. Just whilst he's sorting himself out, this is fun and kries. Replace the devil with an F. You'll get the gist. I will not swear on this, but it is fun and kries. Manchester United. And again, we've had a poor result today for many reasons, and we're going to get into it. So we're going to go straight to, let's go to Ben. What were your thoughts on that game? Just in a minute or two, just your overall thoughts. I will get in the comments in the second guide. I'll just load them up.
Basically, looking at that game and the man in performance, it's almost like those players are playing the way I feel. And you asked me if I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling all right, but I did wake up with a bit of a headache, a bit sluggish this morning. Didn't have the best night's sleep, and that just feels like that's basically what it was. Only difference is I'm not getting up to play, a match of football today, and it's happened once too often. And there's little things that are happening, which we'll touch on later. But it's just, for me, it's just the same thing now, same thing that's happening. And I'm thinking the buck lies somewhere. I think with sort of people that can fix it, and I've had enough, basically, bro. You know what I mean?
I can appreciate that, bro. We're gonna get into it in more depth. Josh, are you feeling the same or a bit apprehensive? How are you feeling about the game, bro?
Bro, honestly, do you know what it is? It's like 4 or 5 players on our team can't be at all. Just don't want to get on that pitch. Don't want to run for us. You know what I mean? It's like Lindelof weak. Like, for me, it's a foul, but you play on and you go, it's weak, bro. You know what I mean? Every time that ball's played in, weak. Wan-Bissaka's positioning, bro, awful. And then awful cover from Lindelof, leaving Shaw back post 1-on-1. You know what I mean? On headers, it's just terrible defending. It's a shit line. It's just that's for me. Positioning at the back is awful.
It's been a massive issue for the whole season. In my opinion, it's been the worst issue even since last season when we finished third. Defensively, I feel for the guys who like stats out there, the stats outweigh the performances and give in my opinion, a false representation of our back line last season. When we made third, we made so many errors exactly the same way from the same individuals. Semi-finals exactly the same, but because we had that mad run of clean sheets, it was like it wasn't spoken about. and they haven't changed, and nothing has changed for me in that situation, and it's been a bit difficult. I'm just going to go to a few of the comments. We've got Ankit says, "All right, I'm on time." Chris said, "Sup guys, good to see you here." Carl Lewis again, 10 points from our last 7 games. 3 of those matches include the bottom 3. Very worrying. It is massively indeed. My little 2 minutes on the game. I'll be honest, I don't know where to start. I did tweet out before that a lot of my issues were aimed at Ollie's team selection. I've been a massive backer and supporter of Ollie, and I still am. But I think it's pretty evident to see that on the cusp of everything that we can actually see when our defense looks good, it doesn't have Maguire and Lindelof in it. I think he's seen that. Many fans have seen it. So now we're playing a defensive team in West Brom, who was sitting 19th at the time. When we're playing a defensive team, and how can I put it? You're basically playing with the most defensive lineup you could ever have. I don't understand Ollie's thinking. In my opinion, I don't understand Ollie's thinking, and I think it's frustrating because I can no longer back him, and I can no longer support him based on these individual decisions that he's making. So he set the team up to defend horribly wrong. We all know that the first goal was an individual error. Yes, we can say it was a foul massively. We can definitely say it was a foul massively without a doubt. Huge foul. However, that aside, before the foul even happened, you've got to be stronger there. Eric Bailly's definitely not getting bullied in that manner. He's definitely clearing it. That was an individual error, again, from Lindelof, which shows his incompetence being a centre-back at United. Fast forward into our goal. Beautiful ball from Luke Shaw. Individual brilliance from Fernandes. No one else on the pitch is doing that, unfortunately. It's the same thing over again. Bruno Fernandes is the guy who keeps on saving us. And I don't know how long we can go with this, but I can't see where our future's going playing this style of football when Ollie has his favourites. He's overly loyal in my opinion, and he won't drop certain players in order to play more attractive football. So I don't know where we go from here. Josh, where do you see us going from here? How do we move forward from this? You're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I would say I disagree with what you said about Ollie there. I think that team that he put out today should be able to break West Brom down. They should be able to break West Brom down. That's not on him. Like for me, Martial's not moving. Do you know what I mean? Like for me, that was our best 11 that he could have played because Pog was injured, obviously. But for me, that was the best team he could have played, and they still just didn't have anything. Do you know what I mean?
No, I
so
can
for me, it's
that.
about attitude. It's about.
I think his connection might have just gone. Let him come back when it's sorted and it's ready. Yeah, I think just on top of that, I think what you're saying is that obviously Ollie isn't really the main issue. But at the same time, you've got to really appreciate the fact that when we're playing with, how can I put it? When we're playing with Fred and Scott McTominay, who offer no creativity whatsoever, and Donny van de Beek is your most creative player out of the 3, then why is he not starting against teams like this? We're going to try to get Josh back in. But Ben, what's your take on it, bro?
No, I agree with what you said there. But at the end of the day, the buck, they'll stop with the manager. Do you know what I mean? Whether you're playing Sunday League football, Premier League, buck stop with the manager because he picks the team. So we can moan. I just saw someone post a comment and said Donny, Eric, and Mason should have been starting. But at the end of the day, that's down to the manager. Do you know what I mean? I could go right now onto FIFA and pick whatever team I want and play, do you know what? But I'm picking the team. And if it doesn't work out the way I want, I can make the changes. And it's just like the same things are happening each week. And then even if you look at the West Ham game last week, that team there should have won. Yes, maybe certain players were out of position and whatever. I think there's too many of these games now where we're dropping points or we're not getting the result we need to, or we're just getting by and we're thinking, oh yeah, we've won, which is important. But when things are going wrong, you don't just need to analyze the game then. You need to look at when things were going right and what you were doing then. And really, I think we've been getting a lot of false results and things like that. and it's.
Do you think that these false results that have been happening have stopped us from actually progressing in terms of technically? Because
yeah,
because a
because it's
lot of
like.
people. Go on, sorry.
It's like if you're doing something and they will like, and you're just kind of skating by. So say like you've got an assignment due for school, and you haven't really put the work in, but you've done just enough to get by. And you think, oh, it's all right. Oh, it's all right because I've got
Yeah.
a pass. I've got a pass. And then the day when the real hard, the proper test comes in, you haven't studied or done your work, and then you go, what do I do? And you don't get the marks you want. Well, really,
Yeah.
mate, you've been getting away with it for the last however many months, and now you've been found out when the real work started. It's the same with us. We're just getting by because we've been plugging in the past. Don't get me wrong, in the Fergie teams and whatever, we got, but we were doing the right things. And if you look at how the game started today, I was just like, oh, you know what? It's West Brom. They're going to come at us, and I'm thinking, well, can we just get through the first couple minutes? And as soon as the game kicked off, I thought something's not right here. First cross in, bang, goal. And I was like, there you go. There you go. Here we go again. Same thing. Lindelof again. It wasn't even people saying, oh, he's fouled and fouled. Man, come on. Sunday League, you've got to be all over that. If you conceded that sort of goal, you'd be getting chewed out.
Yeah.
Straight away.
100%.
It's not acceptable. What's he doing in training? I mean, purposely in training, they'd be making it harder than what it is in the real game anyway. So you'd have people digging you in the back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clear the ball out first and then appeal for the foul. Don't just make schoolboy stuff. It's almost the same as if like De Gea, I mean, it's just kind of ironic because he actually does it. But if he was to throw the ball into the net and they say, oh, yeah, but I got it. Do you know what I mean?
No, I can
things.
appreciate that, bro. I think
I don't know, mate. And then it's like he'll play again next week. And this is the other thing that pisses me off. He'll play again next week. First name on the team sheet. And I'm thinking, what has Bailly or other players in the team got to do to get a start? Really? And it's not even about...
Sorry, Ben. I was just going to say, I'm just going to read some of the comments out, but I don't want to miss them. We've got Ankit. I'll show them and read them through at the same time. We've got Ollie gets away with Maguire and Lindelof against big teams because we play counter-attacking. Against the lower teams, that play defensive and are organised. We struggle for creativity. Couldn't agree much more with you there, bro. Boogie Vibes says we have a very... I'll get it up for you guys. We have a very, very unbalanced squad, but we were supposed to win, though. Again, I've always touched on the imbalance of our squad, so I think that's a conversation we can get into in a second. Carl Lewis says, non-easy, LVG gave us 5th and 6th with the FA Cup. Jose gave us 2nd and 6th with a few cuts before it fell apart. Ollie gives us 3rd and potentially top 4. He stabilised the ship and deserves respect for it. I'm just going to answer on that one, Carl, because you're not wrong at all, 100%, but I think we're going to go a little bit deeper than that comment now, because there's nothing wrong with Ollie stabilising the ship, but I think a lot of the issues are about the progression in the future of where we're at. And what's going on right now is a representation of what could happen in the future. And next season will be past the steady of the ship kind of phase. We're going to go into, now we need a team that can go and challenge and look like a proper team. Because it'll be Ollie's 3rd season ultimately, whether he gets the contract or not, extension. And a lot of the issues that were there last season are happening this season. A lot of people are asking for a style of play for a reason. This season right now, we're seeing the most congested kind of fixture list you're probably ever going to find. And it favours a team with squad rotation. But, and it's a big but, look at Manchester City at the moment. Because they have injuries, and most of their strikers are out, because they have a system that they can rely on, that system pulls those players through to get the results that they need. Now, Ollie, and this is where you have to give Ollie credit, Ollie doesn't want to play one style system, and that's fine, it's worked. We give him massive credit for that. But what you do have to understand, and I feel a lot of Man United fans need to understand, is that he is definitely like Ferguson. Ferguson was a man manager. His coaching staff did all the coaching groundwork. But I look at his coaching staff and think, well, what is his coaching staff actually doing? And then ultimately, Ollie's then got to pick players that suit and fit the coaching mechanism of what's there. And he's clearly choosing players that are inadequate to get the job done. Now, for whatever reason that is, we can talk about the board. That's a massive part of it. What we can also talk about is it being overly loyal to certain players in certain games. Now, it's my it's my opinion where I feel the difference between Ollie's man management and Fergie's man management is that Fergie always put the team first, even if it meant he had to take off star players, even if it meant he had to take his captain off, even if it meant at half time he set down the law of you can't play good enough this game, regardless of who you are, you get off. That sends a big message to every player. That makes the level here. We're not seeing that at the moment. He brings Donny van der Beek on with 15 minutes to go. He's forever starting Lindelof and Maguire when you know hands down against a team that you're attacking. Same way when teams attack us, we look to them on the counter attack. When we're attacking, we need some pace at the back, at least as a minimum, to get that recovery and to drive the ball back so we can get on the front foot again. He's clearly not trusting his obvious better players in certain games. I think that is the issue moving forward. I did ramble on a bit. I'm going to get a few more comments in, and then we'll go from there. Shout out to United Sauce and Wingers, the original OGs. Yes, Nature Brother, big up. Don't forget to like the video, people. Make sure you go and do that, guys. And make sure you go and check out United Sauce and Wingers once you finish this stream. Dominic's doing an incredible job out there, and you will see me back on there soon. No doubt about it. So go and check it out. Do bits. Boogie Vibes. Another loyal one says, as long as we lack a proper intelligence / ball winning CDM, indeed he kind, we will continue to struggle and continue to sacrifice 2 players to protect the centre back. Could not agree more. Few more. We've got Clem says, like the video, everyone. Really appreciate that. The thumbnail is great. Thank you very much. I spent all night making them. I've got a few more for the other games that we're going to be getting into. But yeah, I appreciate your comments, guys. Thank you very much. So, right, we're going to move into player ratings. And then we're also going to talk about where we are for Europa League, what type of teams we put through, and we'll go from there. So, first and foremost, De Gea. I want you to give me number between 0 and 10. 0 being absolute trash, needs to sell him right now. Literally, if I can give you a player like Tevez, 0 is Tevez. Get him out of the club. Yeah, that's 0. Yeah, get him out the club.
That's harsh.
Yeah, that's a 0. That's a 0. I'm not giving him that. I'm just giving you the scale, guys. And obviously, the guys in the comments, I'm giving you guys
the high. Controversial, but he left on a high, man. He did the job for us. He left.
For me,
where he went is questionable. But
did you not remember this? And
he did the business.
Side?
Yeah, but he was already gone. He wasn't our player then.
That's a -1. Anyway, so that's your 0 rating. 10 is, oh my gosh, how can I put it? 10 is Cristiano Ronaldo, free kick Portsmouth. Can't get any better. Yeah. Ratings for De Gea. Your ratings for De Gea at the moment.
I would say a 7. 7. I don't think he wasn't poor. He wasn't great, but I think that save from the offside with Maguire, I think I definitely kept in the game. He did enough. Like I said, he couldn't. It's kind of hard because, yes, he slipped up. And I don't want to keep harping on about this, but there's been times when we weren't good and he was still there, even with that whole Real Madrid thing. And I think in that game, there wasn't really much he could do. The ball, for the goal, the ball was already on top of him in the 6-yard box. Nothing he could do about it. I think when he was called on, he did what he needed to do. So, okay, 6.57.
Okay, I like that, man. That's fair. Josh, are you feeling the same for De Gea? 5, 6, 7, or you got a more solid number for me?
6.5 then. 6.5.
It's one of them performances.
0.50 allowed.
Yeah, it's one of them performances where there's not much to rate him on. Do you know what I mean? Like, not much happened at the back. Like, there was obviously their goals, saves and stuff. But yeah, 6.5. That's about right.
Yeah. No, I can appreciate that. I think I'm going to give him a 7. I don't think he did anything wrong in the game, so there's nothing I can knock him down for. I don't feel he had much to do. I think when he got crowded by all the players and set pieces, which a lot of teams are obviously picking out as their weakness, the defenders actually did their job, or players in the box for us did their job. So he did nothing other than save Maguire's arse. And I feel like that was a bit of justification for Maguire, because when you think about it, he's been getting a lot of, in my opinion, unnecessary stick. And even to the stage where a lot of people think De Gea is the issue, not the centre-back partnership. and I've seen that with my own eyes. Now, people are entitled to their opinion, but the quality of him, I just don't really vibe with that. So for me, I'm going to give him a 7. I don't think he did anything wrong, but at the same time, saved us ultimately saved us 2 points based on what he did. So I'm going to give him a 7. The little comment here. Contrary to popular opinion, Rashford plays for the team from the right wing, but plays for himself and limits team's balanced progress from the left wing. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to get onto that. I want to make a point on that.
Yeah,
I want to make a point on that later.
When we get onto Rashford, we'll bring that in. Appreciate that, Boogie. Yeah, so
big comment.
We'll go to the right back. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, AWB, aka Spider. Talk to me. Oh, Josh, start. Josh got stuff to say. Let's go.
Go on, you go. I went first. I went first.
Trash. Honestly.
What rating
his position?
It's gone.
I don't know, man. It's one of them because obviously the thing is with the players, he's being told to. No, but he's being told to run forward. He's being told to, and he's just being caught out of position every time Lindelof comes across, and it's just trash. So I can't give him a bad rating because I know he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. It's just not working for us having him run forward. You know what I mean? But I can't give him more than a 5. Like I can't give him more than a 5.
Okay, you know so you're going halfway. Did he do anything great for you? Did he do anything poor?
Poor, yeah, but it wasn't on him. Do you know what I mean? It was the shape. It was the whole. So 5 for me. That's all I can do.
Yeah,
no stress. We'll keep it moving then. Ben, nice quick one for me. Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
6.
You're giving him a 6.
Let me give De Gea a 7 based on that. So I can't give because he had more of an impact. Yeah, De Gea is a definite 7.
Going backwards.
yeah. No. De Gea is a definite 7. Wan-Bissaka 6.
Okay.
Wan-Bissaka 6.
I'll be honest. I'm giving Bissaka a 5. Wasn't effective. Got bullied a few times. I mean, the one thing he's world class at is one-on-one defending. Saw him get bullied a few times. Passing range, again, I'll always continue to talk about his passing range, short range. People need to understand that one poor pass from short range breaks down the whole mentality of the team. You've got to understand that at this level, those are your crucial parts. The basics are the most necessary. The rest is just flash. Okay, so for me, Bissaka's getting a 5, no more than that. I'd even say a 4, but 5 ain't done nothing wrong. So yeah, one cross I've seen. A few people saying 5 for AWB. Didn't notice him much. Crosses were not really that good. I agree. Like hesitant on crosses. It's like
they're never that good. They're never that good. They're never that good. So
do you know when he crosses you? It's like how can I put it? It's like he has to turn into a monk before he hits the ball. Like he's got to focus and meditate before he hits the ball. Like it should be second nature.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm not saying it should be because some places probably don't have that, but ultimately he hasn't got it naturally. So
I question that. How could you not naturally have it? Like we talk about it all the time. No. But what I'm just saying, what I'm just saying, something like that. And again, a lot of the things we're talking about, you'll just think, hang on a minute. When I've been playing football at any level coming up, that's the things that we worked on all the time. Basic things. If I take a ball to a park or I'm in my back garden, that's the basic things you work on.
I agree with that.
Like you say, Lukaku's first touch, heading the ball, that just crossing it, just playing it off the wall and then whipping it in, like put cones out. Like, how can you not? I don't understand what they're doing. You hear about like the top level players at Beckham and that practicing their free kicks. My man, just get a ball, get someone to play it into you, whip it in first time. Spend an hour doing that every day. I don't understand, bro. Like, I won't rant, but yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, say no more. Well, I was going to shout out to Ian. Say good luck on the channel Lactic, bro. Lactic was my old nickname. Lactic acid, as you can see, number 25. Is it this side? Yeah, number 25. Lactic acid. So I appreciate that. Known the Donny from a while. This one, just before I'm going to leave this, no comments needed. But this is AWB's getting a 7 here. Put in a few great crosses. Unfortunately, didn't reach Cavani. Okay, so everyone's opinion is valid. So you know. Yeah. It's on the fence, and I think that's the issue with Bissaka. Like you don't know what you're getting. He splits people's opinions, and it's difficult. You know, like with let's say with Bruno, you know exactly what you're getting. With Luke Shaw, you know exactly what you're getting. You know if Luke Shaw's getting criticised, everyone's probably picked up on it. If Luke Shaw's done something incredible, you know everyone's picked up on it. It's very few that are separate. So, yeah, it just goes to show the quality of Bissaka at the moment. We're going to move on because I want to get through the team. Perfect. We'll do Lindelof and Maguire together. And this person, Boggy, saying Lindelof 5, Maguire 6. Jesus. I mean, I think that's very, very, very kind. But we're going to go into Josh. What do you think between Lindelof and Maguire?
Just as a centre-back partnership, they can have 4 today. That's it, just together.
Is
I'm not even going to rationalise why. They can have 4 and that's it.
I'm quite surprised, bro. I'm quite surprised you weren't ready to unleash some energy in there. I'm very surprised.
Well,
normally enough. Is that what it is?
It's every game. Same
yeah,
problem.
it's the same thing. Literally same thing. The only thing for me that saved Maguire is that it seemed to kind of kickstart him, and he was like, "Oh, actually, we need to get a move on." And you could see it at least going forward at the other end. He was contributing.
I'm sorry to cut you in there, Ben, but you saying that already shows to me he's not Man United quality. If that's what it takes.
We've said that already. I agree, but based on this game, I can only say on what I've seen. He's not Man United quality, or not first choice captain quality. Anyway,
I can't see him fitting in any United team, past, or from any past, from our greatest seasons to our worst seasons. I don't think he gets into that team anywhere.
Squad player to me.
I feel.
What I would say about. Sorry, guys.
Go on, Josh.
Go on. Oh, I was going to say what I would say about the centre backs is that our point of reference is like Vidic and Fernand. Do you know what I mean? Yapstam. Like this is the problem with United fans. Like our point of reference is like the top of the top. Do you know what I mean? So we get like, because Maguire's a good defender, isn't it? Let's be honest. Compared to like a lot of the clubs in the Premier League, a lot of them have. But because of what we're used to, that's why they get the stick. You know what I mean?
I think I can only side with that, bro. Right. I think there's a lot of comments, especially comments that I make, where I say they are not good enough, and the key word is enough. Now, let me break this down for you. Maguire is good for the Premier League. Premier League is still very high standard, probably if not. He's still good enough to play in the Premier League. Manchester United standard, however, means he's not good enough. So we cannot accept anything lower. And that is the key. He's not good enough for Manchester United. He is below par Manchester United. And if you think about it, I mean, someone popped up to me the other day. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Buggy, actually, speaking about Ndidi. And he was saying, if you think about it, the CDM in Ndidi is the reason pretty much why Maguire had such a good season at Leicester. Now, Ndidi does not play for England, but in England, he played in the back three. So he's always supported and protected. So we as the English media, we love to gas up Maguire. And I feel like he's living off a hype, which he hasn't attained to. I saw his post-match comments as well, and I was just thinking, I'm done. That's it. Like, you can just see, like, no ownership, no nothing. It literally reeks Jose Mourinho. No ownership, nothing. He is vile. Now, we played West Ham in the cup. Declan Rice, first thing he did as a captain, said, I've got to take, it's on me, that one, boys. Do you know what I mean? He didn't even make that much of a mistake, I don't believe, but he still felt that he played a big part in one of the goals that we scored, or in the only goal that we scored. And, that's a captain to me. And that's at West Ham. So for me, Maguire's just, Go on quickly.
Can I make a point?
Move on to Shaw.
Make a point on them quickly. I was on Red Cafe, and I can't remember who made the comment, but if they're watching, the shout out to them. And they literally posted, they said, in before he says this, basically, and it was a cut and paste. And they said, like play bingo, a cut and paste of everything he would have said. And it was literally like, when he was talking, you could almost see like he was trying to remember the press briefings or whatever they give him to say after a match. So he's saying like, oh, lads tried hard. Oh, shots get off the line. Oh, we've got to go better. Must do better. And I could sit, and I'm thinking, if I was sitting in the change room now, forget what the fans are thinking. If I'm sitting there, and I remember having this like when I played, it wasn't only at Sunday League level, but I'm thinking, right. And the guys just coming in and think, what do I say to the guys to GM up? And they're just saying the same things, like cookie cutter. And you just switch off because he's not motivating me. There's no fear there. And I look at him, I'm just thinking, like, you're just wet. Yeah. You're wet. And if I was a player playing in his position and he was playing in front of me, I'd be pissed. Because I'm thinking, what is this guy like? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'd rather, like, I don't want to kind of talk about them guys anymore because it's the same things I'm saying, same things everyone's saying. It's just,
I think the feelings are mutual when it comes to Maguire. A lot of fans aren't happy, and rightly so. We're going to move on because we are short on time now. So just quickly, Luke Shaw got an assist. Was pretty much the only good thing on the left side for me personally. I'm going to give Luke Shaw 7.
I say 8.
I'm not going to argue. Josh?
Yeah, I don't think he's been wrong.
I say at least 8. At least 8. And in response to what we're saying about Wan-Bissaka, sorry, that's a player that to me had a lot of criticism early in his career, and he's gone out and he's fixed. He's made improvements on things and he's playing. And I'm thinking, right, so he's done it. So if you can't do it, then you don't want to. You're not sure, or you're still progressing, or you're just not good enough. And if it's that last one, they need to be gone. Because he was pretty much on his way out. He wasn't getting any game time at all. He was getting ridiculed in the press, called names and stuff. Video footage are going on, and he's woke up and gone, right, actually, I need to perform. And that's all it is. Because you look at other teams lower down, you're thinking, well, West Brom are performing today. Burnley are performing today. They haven't got half the players. They don't even play. They haven't got Bruno Fernandes. But we're all making these excuses. And then when we go to some of the forward players, I'll talk about that. But it's just, hang on. A lot of it should be within the player to say, what can I do? What can I do within myself?
I can appreciate that. I'm trying to get some comments on the Facebook as well. For some reason, the comments aren't all coming through on there. So sorry if I've missed some comments out on Facebook. I do apologize. It says Big Man, aka Giacomo. Appreciate that, Thomas Wally. You're taller than me, bro. You're like 7'4". What's up with you, bro? But shout out to you, man. Robert Marks just jumped in and watching. So I've got my comments up on the phone, guys. So get them in on Facebook, and I will definitely get them read out for you. Moving on, CDMs, Fred. I'm just not going to be blunt. I'm going to be blunt, and say the guy's getting a free from me. I don't care. Getting a free. There's no conversation for me. Have that. That's the number you have in. Hold it to the chest. Number 3. That's what he's getting. He's getting 3. Anyone else?
4.5.
4.
Say no more. Moving on. Scott McTominay.
Should have been this one for me.
Josh, what are you saying, Scott? Scotty.
5. 5.5.
Scotty.
5.5. 6.
I like him.
Again,
I like his attitude.
Today, my problem with a lot of the players. Hold on,
sorry, one at a time. Sorry.
Go on, Josh. It's fine. Go on, Josh.
Is he gone?
Hello.
His energy is perfect, but it's the application, isn't it? Can you hear that?
No, I hear that. Feel like he's gone. Come back out. Come back out. Or go back in. I think he's having some issues. Go on, Ben.
With some of the players, like you said, like McTominay and Wan-Bissaka, it wasn't that they were, diabolical. It just weren't enough.
No, I can
and
appreciate
it weren't certain in every place. So they weren't like making mistakes. It's just like I need you to do more. I need a bit more. Especially like with the energy, and even towards the end of the game, I fell asleep. I was watching it in bed, and I nodded off. It did. I was a bit tired, and I just nodded off. It didn't feel like there was any urgency and stuff, and I just feel like if I'm giving players, 3s and 2s, that's because they've made massive cock ups, like what Lindelof did, and had a drastic effect on the game. If they were just so, then to me it's 5, 4.5.
No, that's fair, bro.
That's why I can't slate McTominay for slating him. I think he was all right. It just
you know what it is for me with Scott McTominay. The issue for me is people have been raving about him when he scored a goal, but this has always been my issue. I technically don't think he's as good as people want to believe. I think he's our most clinical finisher on the ball. His tech is impeccable. No one can question that. However, when you're not scoring, I always ask, what else are you doing? And if he's playing a CDM role, most of the time he was further back than Fred. If you're being told to play a CDM role and he is a box-to-box, then ultimately you're not even going to have an impact on the game. And it's games like this and it's performances like this where a lot of fans, including myself, have been begging for Donny van de Beek to play.
DVB.
Because if he's going to play that position, because he's not that player, if he's going to play that position, he's going to get 28 games now, I think it is, he's had for the whole season. Van de Beek is not being used, and Van de Beek is still getting slandered by half, maybe 60-70% of our fan base that I've seen so far. Because one, they've probably never watched him play, but two, they've only got to go off what they've seen, and what they've seen He's been playing out of position and everything else. So ultimately, Van der Beek's getting thrown under the bus. When you've got a man like Scott who's getting game after game after game after game, with Fred, game after game after game after game, not really impacting, and then only getting 10 to 15 minutes to do something. 15 minutes he got today, and that was kind. So for me, Fred and Scott McTominay, absolute shambles today. And I'll be honest, Scott did nothing other than have one shot on target and maybe a bit of aggression and stuff. But he wasn't sliding on his knees and celebrating, so he didn't do enough for me. So I'm going to give him a 4. I think most people are saying a 4 as well. Kyle says he got a 6. Made a lot of attacking runs, had a shot cleared off the line. He was okay.
For Scotty.
To me, that's not enough. But we're going to move on. Bruno Fernandes. Josh.
I can never judge these performances, man, because like there's so many passes given away and easy passes. Do you know what I mean? Not always when he's trying the madness to give the ball away. But bro, did you see the volley? Like he does a madness every game. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's like player 8.5 for me because like the guy's not had the best game, but he still had the biggest input. You know what I mean? As always.
Yeah.
So I give him a 7 today. He was trying, he was pushing, he was trying to put that ball forward, he was trying to find the he was off pace, but he's still the best United player on the pitch. I mean,
that's the worrying thing, bro. I think Bruno's evidently been our best player for forever, and even when he has a below par game or a poor game, the guy's still coming through and doing bits, still being the leader. And it reminds me of Rooney. When Rooney wasn't scoring, he was still aggy on the pitch, winning the ball back, playing that perfect pass over the top, getting players involved, making someone else try and score. That is a United player for me. And you have to have more to your game than just goals and assists. So, yes, he got the goal today. And unfortunately, most things he was trying weren't pulling off. But I definitely think he's being hampered by the players that he's playing around, because certain players have a certain level of intelligence on the pitch. And whether it gels comes down to the individuals you play with. So that's just one of my opinions. But we're going to move on. We've got 3 players left. I'm going to start with Anthony Martial. Got taken off for Mason Greenwood. Was it the right decision? Go on, Ben.
Yes.
What do you think, bro?
Yeah. That's probably a 3, 4 to me. Just absolutely no impact on the game. And I'm a big defender of Martial as well, but it's becoming harder and harder. And even between him and Rashford at the moment, I don't really see there's not much in it. And a big thing, I think there's no competition for places. And this, I've spoken to you about it before. This, so I'll rate them both at the same time. Actually, I think I'll give Rashford about 5-ish. Good in places, but all like style, no substance. This inverted winger business, and I'm keep hearing Gary Neville and other people talking about it. Oh, Rashford's playing on the right. Oh, he can't balance. He has to cut inside and shoot. And I'm thinking, but hang on, you're a right-footed player, so naturally you should be able to go down and right. Like, it's always just one-dimensional all the time. I just people are talking about him like he's the next. I don't know. It's not for me. Yes, good in places, even like last season. But it seems like with him, Martial, Pogba, they were allowed to play through periods of bad form, but other players aren't. And again, it comes to this favouritism thing and forgetting all this free school meal stuff. I don't want to hear anything about that. Just what's on the pitch. It's not enough.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sit here and slander and say, oh, this guy is crap and stuff. I can see where he needs to perform. Some of it, he just needs to be raw. When he gets the ball in, out of the feet, gone, or shoot. Not like the fanciness, but I don't want to hear people making excuses for him saying he can't play on one side or the other when you're a top class footballer. And I've seen players, I don't want to bring names, but I say Giggs, Ronaldo, Nani, Park, for example. There you go. Play them on either side throughout their careers at different games, different stages. When we're playing, and that was through transitional teams and whilst we were winning as well. Okay, and both of those players could go either way, cut inside, shoot, cross, do little things. To me, it just seems like you play the ball into Greenwood or Rashford, and all they want to do is come inside and shoot. And only against, I think, the Southampton game, they actually want to start putting in crosses, and we look dangerous.
So just for clarification, what you giving Martial? Sorry,
I think it's 3.5.
3.5. Okay, so then also 3.5 for Martial. It's quite deep. Josh, thoughts on Martial and Rashford together, and your scores for them, please. Oh, sorry, Ben. What was your score for Rashford?
Martial,
Was I said? I think I said 5.
5. Sorry, yeah.
3.5
Sorry,
for
Josh. Go on,
Rashford.
bro.
5. 2-6. Back, right back.
Yeah. Do you?
Rashford for me, just get your head up, bro. Have a look, shot past the ball. Do you know what I mean? Rashford, just look, like get your head up down. He takes on 3 men, but he's going towards a corner flag. It's like get your head up, pass the ball quick. It's a 5 for me for Rashford.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can
And then
appreciate that, bro.
I'd say Martial,
Martial?
bro. Martial, I'm finished with for good. I'm done with it. I'm
Oh,
bored.
really?
I'm
Oh,
sick of it.
really?
I
Like,
gave
is
him
that
I
it
gave him
now?
a
Like,
2 today. Absolutely
you're
no
fully done.
done. Bro, it's like there's no application. The one thing about Bruno, even when he's playing bad, he's trying
Yeah.
to put things. He's trying. Every pass he's focusing on. He's trying every pass. Martial's just like once he's gone, he's just like fuck it, I'm not asked.
So,
Not interested.
so what?
Do you
So
know what I
what? So
mean?
what
For me,
does?
I'm done with him.
Between obviously, because remember last season he was best player last season, voted best player last season. So is it not? Is it not just a fact down to consistency, or is it a case of? Do you think if we had a bit more of a system
It's too
that he
often.
could play and he would do better? No.
Where do you play him?
Me, I play Rashford on the left wing. However, who I play who I play Martial with, in my opinion, has to be a Donny van de Beek and a Bruno, and obviously Luke Shaw on that side, because the type of player that Martial is, he's clever, he's direct, and he loves intricate passing. The amount of times we've seen beautiful football being played. And it's been based off instinct, because we know Ollie hasn't really got this style of play. For me, he is massively being part of major link-up play. The way he controls and kills the ball there is too filthy. Now, don't get me wrong. When it comes to goals and assists, you're gonna need that. You're gonna want that, and ultimately,
I agree.
Ultimately, you want that. But as far as impact on a team, in terms of certain areas, I feel Martial does more good over 90 minutes than Rashford has done over 90 minutes. However, Rashford has had more of the impact when it comes to his goal or his assist. And I think that's where fans are a little bit torn. So some are going, well, I'd rather a goal and assist in 2 minutes of 90 minutes than, 50, 60, 70 minutes maybe of Martial, beautiful link-up play, but then not finishing his dinner. It varies. And I feel goals and assists, they come. But when your ability to play on the pitch for a longer period of time is being questioned, I feel that's when you're more in the shitter, because even if you get a goal and assist, all you're doing is covering up your poor performances. Whereas I know Martial could have a really poor performance in terms of goals and assist ratio, but because he's done so much for the team and in the right key areas and made something work or develop, or was the starter of an attack, then it comes down to the other players around him still maintaining that same level. So for me, Martial didn't have a great game. However, I'm going to give him a 4 just because he didn't have no impact as well. Yeah, quickly, Ben. And we're going to move on to Cavani.
I saw the comment, and it said about, I was asked about Martial and then about Rashford.
Yes.
It's because I see them play, it's the same to me. I can't pick one out because of the other, and I think the way they both play impacts a lot of our play. And if you notice, and now I mentioned Greenwood as well, I think he's impacted, and I think that a lot of that is down to the coaching. And I think in and around that area, like say from where Donny van de Beek or Pogba would play to the wide players and then the forward, I think it's a massive. It has a massive impact. I think on everything. It's why.
The thing that frustrates me, guys, massively, is I know if Pep Guardiola had these players at Manchester United, we wouldn't even be having these conversations. You wouldn't see Scott McTominay on the pitch. You'd hardly see a Fred. You wouldn't see Maguire, although he did want him, not for that much, because obviously Pep's shown that he can't really trust the. I mean, let's look at Nathan Ake. Where's he been? Mendy, big money spent, but that's City. However, Pep, with a style and system of football that he plays, 100% Martial is blitzing it in that. 100% Van de Beek's getting minutes. Pogba. If you imagine a Pep system with Van de Beek and a Pogba and a Bruno, and then on the width you've got you get your Martial. You fall back in Luke Shaw, who's massively doing bits at the moment. All you're really looking at the moment is a striker that we need, and pretty much another right back to fit Pep's style.
Yeah. Shout out Buggy's comment there.
Yeah. Martial tucked into midfield and side forward for sure. Maguire to have spaces. Rashford is better on the right wing for me. So good shout. I've not been a big fan of Rashford on the right for me. I don't see enough of him, of his natural game. I feel he's got to adapt more to play that position. But we are cutting time. We spent a lot of time on these results. So we're gonna move into Cavani. I know we've got a lot to talk about those wingers, and we could talk about them all day, but I'm gonna move on to Cavani. And then we're going to wrap up and finish on the Europa League and go from there. So, Cavani, give me 60 seconds. 60 seconds. How you felt Cavani went? Josh, I'll let you start.
Is he there?
Yeah, 6, 7. I can't really rate him because the behind him was awful.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got that?
He wasn't getting fed, was he? He wasn't getting fed at all. And his striker's there to score goals, not to do everything else. So if he's not getting fed,
he wasn't in the game because they didn't put him in the game.
I agree. I saw a lot of off-ball movements with him, which is making the right runs. Wasn't getting fed at all by anyone. So for me, yeah, it's a shame. But I'll give him a 5. Didn't do nothing wrong, but did not impact the game in any way, shape, or form. Couldn't. Wasn't given the ball. So yeah. Going to talk about. We're going to get into. We're going to give one more to Mason Greenwood because Mason, Buggy says Mason was far better than Rashford and Martial in that game. Ankit says massively impressed with Mason. 8 for him. Improved massively in the wing. When he came on, we actually saw a bit of a spark and a difference. And it's very rare for us to see that off the bench at the moment when our backs are against the wall. We haven't really seen that too much this season. So. I'm going to give Greenwood a 7 just because he didn't get much more minutes. If he'd got a goal, he would have had a 9, 10, maybe man of the match. It was that bad around. So just a score for Mason Greenwood, guys. I'm going to move on to Europa League.
Same. 7.
Yeah, okay. You know, with a 7. What are you saying, Josh? Mason Greenwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should start every game. On that right,
yeah, or at least I'd like to see him just freed up a bit more because I feel like he's the one that gets pulled off, or he doesn't seem to be able to do as much freedom as some of like the other two I've just mentioned.
Yeah. He is a lot more effective when he's playing for the team than Rashford and Martial have been at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's more lethal on the ball to finish. So I think we're all in agreement for that. Boogie says Mason on a 7. Right, guys, it is. We've got like 5 minutes to go, so make sure if you're watching. Like, share, and subscribe. It's not been the greatest game to comment on and give you one of our first lives, but we will be here, win, lose, or draw. Again, we do have a Europa League match coming up and then back into the Premier League. So, yeah, make sure you go and like and subscribe. 100 YouTube subscribers. We will give you a Manchester United giveaway, if you're a Man United fan, of course. Make sure you get that done, guys. And, yeah, we're going to move on to the Europa League to finish off with. Now... It's not looking great for me personally, but I just want to feel from you guys whether you think it's a priority for us to go all the way if we can, or is it a case of squad rotation and just see what happens?
I think
Ben, start us off.
I think again we're in the same situation we were last season, except for obviously instead of going for the title, it's top 4. Mate, we've got to win something this year. I don't care. We've got to win something. Okay. So everything's a priority because if you look at the games that we're throwing in the way in the league, yes, we still might not win it, but we should be a lot closer to City where we are. Now we're in a situation where we're gambling on each of these cup games, and all it takes is one bad result and we're gone. So as far as I'm concerned, I want to see the best available team that can be done, barring injuries and maybe if we've got a game pending and whatever. Go for it. It's about the players on the pitch at the end of the day because, yes, there's still, people don't rate them, but James hasn't really played a lot of games. Mass hasn't played the games. Baye hasn't played a lot of games. Masic should still be fresh. So there's chance, like, do you know what I mean? But he's got to use the squad, because if one of these other players that are playing today gets injured, we're going to have to bring them in. So everything's a priority for me, mate. Because at the end of the day, if we want to get to where we can't be picking and choosing and not making excuses for guys.
Yeah, we're not Liverpool. We're not Liverpool. We still got some standards.
No, I don't want to hear this talk.
Great over the last couple of years. United fans know we've still got standards. We go for every trophy that you are in. I'm in agreement. Josh,
and just before Josh goes as well,
you
haven't mentioned it, but share it up, share up the video as well on the socials. So WhatsApp, Instagram, if it's on there, Facebook, share the page.
That, bro. Yeah, man,
that gets more views as well.
Share.
Don't just like, share.
Yeah,
show you care.
Appreciate that, Benno, man. Got a comment here before I come to you, Josh. He says, Real Sociedad are a phenomenal team, play really good football. David Silva running the show. We're laying we're laying first 2 months ago. Listen, Real Sociedad are not an easy team to play. And when it comes to playing a team that ultimately have a system and a style of football, our defenders crumble even more. They cannot cope. They need protection. If we're going to do this over 2 legs, I feel 100% that Ollie will end up picking Fred McTominay again, and then the same 2 centre-backs.
Making my head hurt, bro. Every time you're just making my head hurt,
happens,
bro.
I mean, I don't know Ollie's lineup, but if that happens, you know, do you see us having a chance to go through in 2 legs, or how would you approach it, Josh?
Oh God, I'm getting a headache.
I feel like Josh is frozen. He's there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. It's a little bit frozen, bro. There you
go. Yeah, first things first, to win, this team needs to learn how to win. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a line, that's all. Yeah, we need to learn how to win, and the Sociedad game is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be a hard game. But one of those games like PSG, United turn up and play phenomenal football, solid, you know what I mean? Or it's going to be an absolute wipe over, like 1 leg and we'll be out.
Yeah.
That's what I can say.
Okay. Yeah, I can't really add much more to that, bro. I'm struggling because I can't see this team progressing in the right way that I personally want it to. That gives me hope for next season. I'm still seeing the same issues at the centre back and in the CDM. For 2 years, I've been asking for a new CDM. I've been saying that from early. It's only now people start to talk about it. Like, I don't know whether people are watching our team in depth or getting swamped in by results, but we've got to start being more ruthless in our critics when we're looking at this team and where we're at. In my opinion, we're not going to go through in the Europa League, and if we do, it'll be based around individual brilliance. And if it is based on individual brilliance, I feel people use that as a scapegoat to go, we're on the right track, give Ollie time, this, and this. Give Ollie as much time as he needs, cool. But the big issue and the main issue for me is that Ollie is overly loyal and stubborn, and his in-game management is not good. He ranks low for me when it comes to in-game management in terms of being able to twist the team around, make the cutthroat decisions to go get the result. I don't feel Ollie can do that or shows that he can do that. So for me, I've got a it's a hope and pray for me. Top 4 and any form of trophy, you can't really go wrong. And we do sound like Arsenal fans, but that is literally where we're at. So yeah, it's been emotional, guys. It's been absolutely emotional.
Yeah,
just before we go, go on, Josh, get it in. Yeah, go on, Josh. You good?
No, it's always got 1,000.
Yeah, you good? We can hear you all right, bro. Keep it going.
Yeah, no, I was just saying we need to finish second. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to finish second for sure, and we need a trophy this year. Otherwise, faith is going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Boys, it's been a difficult one, but I do appreciate you guys coming on. and getting involved. Just before we do hang up and people start logging out, because I'll just give the killer words that we're coming to an end. Where can we get you, Ben? Where can we find you, your socials?
At Skylo Ben. That's the only one for now.
There you go.
So at my name,
Ben.
but it's at my name _ Ben. So at Skylo _ Ben. Not
Perfect.
much on there at the moment. I'm just getting new to this. No
stress, man.
I'm
sure.
At Skylo _ Ben.
With a K. Perfect. Josh?
At Josh_Faithy and www.joshfaithy.com.
Perfect. And I've just left your comments just under there so you can see the spelling of that, guys. Guys, I've been Sunshine47, SONSHINE 47. Get me on Twitter for everything Manchester United. Win, lose, or draw. I am there. I'm there to take the banter as well. It is what it is. West Brom 1, Manchester United 1. Absolute trash. But yeah, Ben's still keeping the faith, and hopefully we can carry that faith into the next round.
Come on.
Just before I do go, guys, I do want to say go and check out Men United for Change. You can see it on our Facebook and on our YouTube. MU4C official, mine and Joshua Faithy's charity, amongst two other guys. Started out for men's mental health. Go and give it a support. Share it, like it. We will be bringing you some big content with some big, hopefully famous faces and important faces around the globe. So go and give that a look. Get us on Instagram as well at Men United for Change with number, and also on our Facebook. Oh, guys, it's been a tough one. It's been an absolute tough one, but we have come to the end of the show. Hopefully you're there to join us again. It's been nice. Thank you for joining in on Facebook. Thank you for joining on Twitter. And obviously, thank you for joining on YouTube. 100 subscribers and you get a United giveaway. Let's make it happen. 100. Guys, love, manners, and blessings. I and my team are unfortunately, we're out.